Hey guys, this is Paul Keeler from Verde. We're going to go through our Lighting Retrofit 101 webinar. Verde is the sister company of Navigate Power and Navigate Business Solutions. Verde provides green building solutions for lighting, HVAC, and building envelopes. During this webinar, we're going to focus on Verde's lighting upgrades, which improve safety, eliminate unnecessary maintenance, and reduce operating expenses for our commercial clients. Lighting comprises typically a third to one half of the typical commercial organization's electrical bill. Verde is able to cut that lighting expense by 50% or more. The reasons for our clients to do a lighting upgrade may not be the same as our own reasons, but with a public sector entity, typically the number one issue is to improve safety. Number two, eliminate unnecessary maintenance. Number three, save money. And number four, protect the environment. Obviously with various clients that order could change, but our reasons for buying are not the same as our clients' reasons quite often. The number one most important issue in qualifying a prospect is, does that prospect have a desire to upgrade their lighting? Are we being a pushy salesperson, or do they have a real and immediate desire to do this upgrade? Number two, as I was saying, is it an immediate opportunity? Is this something they're going to do within the next 6 months, or are they window shopping? Are they looking for brochures and information about something they might get around to eventually? Number three, is the opportunity at least 20,000 square feet, or do they have multiple locations? Number four, do they have additional prospect potential? We really don't want to do one-offs. We want to do school districts, chains of stores, chains of gas stations. That's where we're going to provide the maximum benefit to our clients, and that's where you folks are going to make the maximum dollars as well. Prospect input form, the PIF form. Agents must submit information on a PIF form. Zoe won't take information anymore. Here's a bit of a text, here's an email, here's a fax, here's something we got in person. No, it needs to be on the PIF form, and soon that will be an online portal. Two, must include a copy of their electric bill. We need to have you agents also determine their all-in rate. And that is essentially, what did they pay last month and how much juice did they get for that payment? So not the contract amount, the total that they wrote a check for. Number three, must identify the decision makers and have their contact information. It doesn't help if I call to follow up and to set up an appointment and I can't get past the gatekeeper. Try to get a cell phone. Number four, must include background information. Is this prospect already a Navigate Power client? Was it referred by your father-in-law? Is this an old high school buddy? Again, I don't know these things. We need to have you folks write these down, put them on the PIF form so that we're aware. And the first time you do one of these, if you have additional questions, ask Zoe for the Prospect Qualification Worksheet, PQW, and that will go through and help you a little bit more as well. Desirable prospects. Any public sector organization, PSO, in my book, is a desirable prospect. Any facility with 24/7 operations, terrific. Most any non-for-profit organization, NFP, and also most businesses that operate greater than 40 hours per week. Here's some examples of great prospects. Convenience store chains, grocery store chains, gas station chains, retail chains. Notice a trend here? Most any airport, most any hospital. Have you ever been in a hospital at 2 in the morning? They have the same lights in most of the operation, all the common areas at least, that they do at 2 in the afternoon. So those are great prospects. Additional great prospects. Manufacturers running 2 or 3 shifts. Local and county government facilities. We can do work for state and fed, but it's a longer process, and I recommend that every agent have a few public sector folks in their crosshairs. Public school districts, community colleges, public park districts. These guys are great. They're a separate taxing body. They seemingly always have dollars. They always have needs. They always have liability. All these things are things that we can help them with. Air freight terminals, public libraries, any high school. We can do work for school, whether it's private or public, but public schools, particularly high schools, are terrific because of the size, and parochial schools, private high schools, about 4 times the potential of what we can. Good prospects are those that would include multi-story hotels and motels, large apartment buildings, multi-story office buildings. Again, we want those common areas, those restrooms, those foyers, break rooms. Those are all terrific areas where they need to provide facilities, provide lighting, and we can help them cut down on their waste. Industrial facilities, shopping centers, parking garages, parking lots. Really, all of these folks would have parking lots, and if they have a light like we have shown here, pole lighting in a parking lot, if they have a dozen lights or more, they're probably an adequate prospect. If they have 20 or 30 or 40 or 100 lights in their parking lot, then they're a great prospect. Potential incentives. This shouldn't be the reason why to do the upgrades. You should do them because the facility needs to be upgraded and run more efficiently. But the incentives certainly do help grease the skids with these various clients. Public sector organizations average 62 to 89%, as you see on the chart here. Non-for-profits average 50 to 62%. Privately owned businesses average about 30%. They can range as high as 50, but typically they're average about 30%. Public sector organizations can qualify for 100% coverage. So public sector are usually the bigger dollar volumes, and we get the highest incentives. Where do you think you should spend your time? When it comes to the purchase, actually purchasing our services and contracting for them, we have 2 options. One is the outright purchase option, and that's like any general contractor. We will require a 50% deposit to schedule the work, balance due upon completion. Rebates are typically received by the client 4 to 6 weeks after completion of the project, and when Verde does this work, we typically average an ROI of about 1.7 years. And the lights are engineered to last 25 years, so a short payback period and many, many years of ongoing benefits. The other option we have is our solo financing option. The projected savings from the upgrade can finance the overall project. Our special operating lease option, solo, is a terrific option for that. In many cases, we can do this with no out-of-pocket investment required. Worst case scenario, it may be a 10% scenario. So this is a terrific option. And we typically look at a 36 to a 60-month term with this operating lease. The ROI with the solo program runs about 5 months, and at the end of the leasing period, there's a $1 buyout which transfers ownership. In summary, every Verde prospect must begin with lighting. We provide other services, building envelope, HVAC, but lighting is the low-hanging fruit. It's the greatest area to generate savings and evidence our capability to our clients. Public sector organizations make great clients. Multiple projects, multiple phases over a period of years. Public sector organizations also qualify for the highest amount of incentives. Non-for-profits typically qualify for 50 to 62%. Rebates for privately owned business typically average about 30%. Most projects average about a 1.7-year ROI, and with our solar program, we can squeeze down that ROI to about 5 months. Agents must submit an electric bill along with the prospect information form.